We're back. Let's get back into it. So everyone was in an apartment in Sydney or Melbourne, not Sydney. Important distinction.
Because I
The
know both cities so well, so
mhm.
yeah.
The walls are plated metal. The apartment is furnished with workbenches and tools and gizmos and stools. Sitting on a stool is a short man who has just dropped a bracelet on the ground. He looks up at you and says, "No, I can't tell you who that is." Um, and he just sort of like
I'm gonna
purses
fucking
his
kill
lips
you. Go on.
and says, This is not actually. How do I put this? It's an artifact that is the manifestation of a magical power. It was something that was created, as you might have guessed, by a noble, and I don't know who did it. It probably is very distasteful.
Distasteful?
Distasteful.
I mean,
I see Jason's friends are just as roundabout as he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that
he
happens.
seems to love to help us out, you know.
Well,
Not like that bracelet had any meaning to
he
any
just
of
like spins on his stool.
Alright. Can you tell us anything more about that? Namely, how to track where that's from? Anything about the kind of person that could make that?
Or the method used to make
No.
that.
Well, he's a noble. I told you that. Do you know what a noble
Does
is?
the
I can tell you what a
name
noble is. And Jason
Mortimer
just like sort
mean?
of looks at Henry and just like is like,
Shut
which
the
is the
fuck
first time you've ever actually seen Jason scowl or look anything but pleasant.
Can I my character sort of pushes ahead of Jason, not like brutishly, just sort of like, yes, do tell us what the noble is.
Yeah, you like would go to push him out of the way, but like you start and like promptly realize that you can't actually move him, so you just sort of like slide around him a little bit.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And Henry's like, okay, no, yes, a noble is
Okay, no,
is
yes.
a power.
Okay, no, yes.
It's chair or invention or coincidence or fire or that feeling when you leave your croissant in the toaster for slightly too long and you're really scared that you're gonna burn yourself where you take it out, or it's the 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 you know when a VCR is set to 12 o'clock and it's just blinking and then sideways like this, and he just like turns his head and it goes like way too far in its blinking, and those eyes are the eyes of a woman and they're staring back at you, and she is the one who protects you from people breaking into your house. You know that's what a noble is.
Well, I can
Alright.
safely say I don't
get a
have any
little-
fucking idea what you're talking about.
You had a little bit too
Let's
much
go
of
with
the
that.
juice tonight, Henry. Just maybe a little bit too much. Did you have some
No.
grass before we shut up?
No, that's someone else.
Am I right?
He's our
You
host,
mentioned-
guys. He's our host.
I mean, I would like some. I would
Doesn't
like
say
some of
to
whatever
say.
he's smoking.
Alright. Alright,
You mentioned
Really
coincidence. Is that the noble that Jason is?
Well, it would
So
be
you
rude of
mentioned
me to
coincidence
say,
in
but
that-
yes.
He said.
Yeah. Hmm.
And Jason just sort of is like, "Mm."
And
And he's like leaning back and forward on his feet.
And and now to really piss off Jason. And out of curiosity, how do you kill a noble?
I don't.
Well, you remove all of their everything from the world, or you just blow them up repeatedly. But you probably couldn't do that because you don't have a nuke.
I have the
Really,
next
you
best
would
thing,
need
though.
2.
Two
Three?
nukes? I mean,
2.
kind of. Almost. We
2
have
nukes. You need 2 nukes.
Or remove
two
their-
nukes
And
that
a
will remove all
flamethrower.
their everything.
And just a match.
What about a Negev?
2 matches. 2 nukes, a flamethrower, and 2 matches.
I think we have the flamethrower and the 2 matches covered.
So you're telling me just C4 wouldn't work?
No.
No.
We have to
That
be
would
like
work
3
once.
C4s.
Well,
But we need to
it
do
would
it
work twice,
twice?
because you actually wouldn't need 2 matches and 1 flamethrower. You would need 3 flamethrowers, and you need 4 matches. But it depends on the order in which you do things. Because
At
if
this
you
point, my
start with the
character
2
is actually-
nukes and then you do the flamethrower, then you only need 2 matches.
At this point, my character is actually slamming his head against the wall, like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I really
Alright,
like
alright.
this guy. I want to stay here.
Forever.
I do. I want to learn what he does to figure this stuff out.
Alright. Henry, can you in any way find out how to track a noble like Mortimer? Do you know anything about Mortimer
Oh,
Reed?
Morty.
No.
You wouldn't want to track him.
I
You
really
don't.
do want to track
I
him though.
kind of do. You know, he might have one of our friends with him or
I-
something like that.
That's
you know.
all well and good. Wait,
I might want to get a new
Wait,
power.
wait.
Wink.
wait. You don't know what a miracle is, do you?
A what?
A miracle.
You say a miracle? Like,
A miracle.
No, I don't know. Unless you're turning bread into loaves or, I don't know, water
Are
into
you-
fish
are
or
you
some
gonna
shit like
turn
that. I know it's wrong. It's on purpose.
blood
He
into
just sort of
wine?
like picks up the bracelet and then like looks at it and just turns it in. He like just takes it and lifts up all the pieces in his hands, and then suddenly it is like a pen, like just a pen, and then he like looks at it again and it's a mechanical bird, and then he pokes it and it's a drone. Then he looks at the wall, and the wall opens, and the drone flies out, and then the wall closes. That's a miracle. No
Alright.
magic happens. If any of you can detect magic, like none.
Well, call me
I
Pet
like
and
the
tell
way
me
you
what
roll.
call me. So, what is that in
Well,
actual thing?
do you remember the War of Quebec?
I'm looking at the rest of the party.
course.
You know how
Of
nobody
course.
liked anyone in Quebec, and they were gonna secede entirely from Canada?
Oh, Quebec.
Yes.
Quebec. Oh, okay, I get it. Now it
Right.
makes sense.
Well, they
Yeah, that
were
too, I guess.
until Dylan Rogers, with his rocket car, brought a new era of peace and prosperity to Quebec.
I think everyone wanted
And
them
that's
to
a
be, so
miracle.
I'm kind of disappointed.
Okay.
I must say, I had
Sad.
much higher expectations when I
Kind
came
of a
So-
here.
bad miracle.
I didn't expect for our bracelet to be broken.
But
The
he
first
turned it
time
into a drone.
that it-
Exactly.
Blew it
now
off.
it's-
We didn't get to keep the drone. We got rid of the drone, but still, he made it into a drone.
The
So,
bracelet
are
is
you
now
a
flying
noble?
free.
No.
Sorry.
No, I'm not a noble.
how many nobles are there?
How many things are there?
You cannot tell me that's how many nobles are there.
No, that's
Are
how many
there
nobles
things,
there are.
though?
There are also
Are we
nobles.
human?
Well, there were nobles
Or are
of
we
things
gangster?
that no longer exist.
Like dragons?
No, dragons
Unicorns?
exist because they're an idea.
Oh.
So, do the nobles of the things that no longer exist still exist, or did they go?
No, they're gone.
All right.
like
Are you
the
telling me-
color, and like his mouth opens and continues to move. Or his mouth opens, but it doesn't move, and you don't hear anything, but he's making noise, and then he's like that. That doesn't exist anymore. You probably couldn't hear it because it doesn't exist.
But the nobles do have predecessors. Like they have
Yeah.
sons.
Jason is not the
grandsons.
first of his kind, and might
So
be
are
the
you telling
last
me-
if he does a good job.
Wait, so what's Mortimer the noble of?
Yeah.
He like opens a book and starts flipping through it, and like his hand becomes a blur. And then he like looks down and thinks. Jason, what's Mortimer a noble of? And Jason's just sort of like, magic. As he's sitting on a stool, just like sort of dejectedly spinning. Just like. Jason is very displeased.
So the
I
only
can
way to
tell.
defeat Mortimer is 2 nukes, several
A
flamethrowers and
match.
matches in combination, or removing the thing that's all the things in the world which relate to him, which is magic.
So if we get rid
Yes,
of
you
magic,
probably wouldn't want to do that.
that would probably get rid of
That's not a
us
bad idea.
because we are magic. So I think we need a few nukes. I think we have to go.
Didn't turn out
Well, you
but-
don't have to use nukes. You could just, use other things. You could give him cat
Like-
ears.
like a giant meteor. Works?
Because that's how Dylan Robertson, after he brought peace and prosperity to Quebec, his next move was to destroy Poutine, but the noble of Canada didn't like that, and so she gave him cat ears, and then he stopped being a noble and died.
Poutine's so
Oh.
good. Why would anyone want to get rid of Poutine?
Dylan was a jerk.
First he kept Quebec and Canada, then he tried to get rid of Poutine.
Out of character, whatever shit you were smoking, Cret, it's good. It's strong. It's
the
What
good
are they
shit.
growing down there in Florida?
all right. But Henry, what is Jason a noble of? Jason.
You know that feeling right when the beat drops? That's what he
that's
wants to be a noble of, but it turns out that it's just coincidence. Coincidentally, though, he is also the source of all DJs.
Huh.
All of
Well,
them.
that makes sense.
Does that
actually
include
does
Angela?
make sense. I think that was the thing that you said in this whole conversation that made the most sense.
I think so,
Coincidentally,
yeah.
it's also this.
I don't know. I've been following along pretty well. I really understood, especially the cat ears part. That really connected with me.
On a personal level.
Yes.
We'll
I
get you some
swear,
cat
I'm
ears
not
when we
a-
get back to the party.
So-
I could give you some cat ears now if you like. And like
Why
you
die too?
suddenly feel cat ears growing out of your head. You take a surface wound, and you have the bond. I have cat ears.
I
They
love
look
this.
Wow.
amazing on you.
Ask and you shall receive.
I love this.
Okay. Cool.
Alright.
Can you give me like hand knives or something like that? That'd be cool.
I could. But I grow
But you
tired of these games. Do you have any last questions? I aim to be helpful.
Alright, alright. If some people were against your best consideration, still willing to or desiring to find Mortimer, do you have any idea how we could track him or find any way to, find out where the fuck he is?
He's in New York.
A little more specific than that. I need New York. I don't know if you've ever been there. Little big place. I can imagine my character feeling frustrated at every second that passes, and he's just sort of chewing on it.
Meanwhile, my character's
I'm
just
gonna
sitting
go
with
see.
the-
And like the wall opens up, and as Henry's sitting there, the top of his head starts to unravel and turns into a green serpent that begins unwinding itself and just flying out the window. And it's literally 10 miles long of just thin green serpent flying out this window and across the sky. And when it leaves, Henry is gone, and Jason just sort of looks at you and shrugs.
Well, I guess at least we can hope he's gonna come up with some helpful information. I sound doubtful because I am.
I wouldn't put too much stock into a man who turned into a several mile long snake out the window.
Jason
the same thing.
just sort of like scratches his chin and says, "Well, technically, he's a several mile long snake that turned into a man."
Okay, that makes
I'm a
much
man
more
who turned
sense.
into a cat, so
Jason just sort of looks at you and is like, "Whoop," and the ears just sort of go whoop, and they're gone.
I just finished filling out the character sheet.
You still have the wound though.
What? What is the wound? What do I call it?
I had cat ears, but now I don't.
Does he have phantom cat ears? Like he can feel them?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. So the bond stays.
Yeah, for a day.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what you can do with that bond. Maybe
Your
if a
ears
cat.
can perk up.
Add them.
Your ears can perk up. That's what you can do with it.
Okay, Jason, do you know if Henry's coming back?
Maybe. Probably not. He is more flaky than I am.
I figured that
Yeah.
out. And I haven't known you long. I figured that out.
Does he have a phone number we can call?
Snakes don't have phones.
Snakes don't have hands. How would he have a phone? Come on,
Snakes
Dio.
don't generally turn into humans either, exactly, so he's not a typical snake, is he?
Well, honestly, most serpents of Cain are like that. They're very, very strange. Helpful, but very, very strange.
Unlike nobles, which are not strange at all,
Well,
right?
we're less strange, really. Some of
Okay.
us.
I mean, at least
He
makes
is right about the VCR lady. She is very strange.
sense.
Helpful, though.
Okay. Do we have any way of contacting him without spending the next, I don't know, week in Australia hoping he'll find something?
Jason just like scratches his chin and is like, well, no, I wouldn't recommend it. But, so, you're looking for Mortimer. What are you gonna do when you find him? Do you just want to know where he is?
I
Yes.
was-
Yes. We would like to
Let me
scout him
let
out.
me tell you why Mortimer is a problem. I suppose I haven't, and well, you've seen a lot now.
You've
Nobles
seen him.
have things called chancels. You saw mine. It's a fun place. And chancels are pulled out of the mundane world. For mine, I pulled out different neighborhoods from each city, combined them and made my own city. Mortimer doesn't have a chancel. He's trying to create his, and doing that, he will remove New York from reality. I like New York. I have a great nightclub there. And I am not gonna stand by and let someone destroy and impede on my property rights. I make a lot of money from that nightclub. But we're gonna stop him. And
money's good
he
enough.
You're a
might also
philanthropist.
be using human sacrifices, which is normal, but you know it's kind of distasteful. So maybe you guys could use that motivation. I'm in it for the nightclub.
I agree. I think we should save the nightclub.
One thing, Jason. You said that a noble's chancel is this thing he builds made out of different cities across the globe of his
Sure.
choosing, I imagine. Are we actually in Australia right now?
No,
Or
this
are
is
we-
Australia. Well,
No.
this room isn't really a chancel, but kinda. Imperators are weird. This is not a chancel. We're in Australia.
But you brought us here.
Yeah.
Easily, I
Yeah,
imagine.
through our chancel, through my chancel. See,
And
because, and I'll tell you the secret. And he like starts whispering, but you can still hear him in a normal tone. He says, "You see, if you go out the back door of any themed nightclub, internationally themed nightclub, so you know a New York nightclub that's themed around Paris, or a Melbourne nightclub themed around Miami, go out the back door. That's how you end up in my chancel."
Well, guys,
Hmm.
I guess we don't have to spend the next week in Australia. Maybe
Yes, we can.
just to find a club themed around New York, but
Wow.
Can we
have
get
one
back here
question.
there that way?
assuming
Okay.
there is
Here's my problem. We need to contact him as soon as he has the information. Or can he contact us? Is he powerful enough to just give us a message if he needs to?
Who, Henry?
Yeah. I'm asking this of a flying snake that was previously amended just flew out of the window after performing several miracles. I'm assuming the answer is yes.
Yes, he can do that.
All right.
Will he
so-
remember? Is the and Jason just sort of like pulls a post-it or a pile of post-it notes out of his pocket and just says, and like splits them into, after counting everyone, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He splits them into 5 parts and says, "Okay, everyone, start writing post-it notes to remind him." And he starts scrolling like, "Remember to talk to that asshole." And he just starts like writing post-it notes and tacking them up on the walls.
all right.
I would
guess
join him, but I don't have a pen.
But he like does this really fast, and as he's doing it, he goes like, and then grabs someone else's and like keeps going. He's moving at like inhuman speeds.
All right. Well, Jason is doing that. Anyone else has any idea where to go from here?
Well, the bracelet lead is gone. Well, it's not gone, but I guess we're. No,
I
it's
guess we
gone,
have many
guys.
leads now.
It's gone.
many
It's a
bracelets.
drone. Hmm.
Could we? What time is it, by the way, in New York, Jason?
He just looks at his wrist. He doesn't have a watch there. He says,
Yeah, of course.
about 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. here, of course, because nightclubs are only open at night. But if we went back to New York, it would be 2 a.m.
Hmm.
Well, so you want us to fight for you. Is there any way you could get us some weapons to help us?
What kind of weapons would you like? I don't really like violence.
I don't know. Maybe, like, what if you got me like a bow, but like it had like a soft tip, so it didn't really kill them. It maybe like cut them a little bit.
You want the Nerf gun?
Tranquilizers.
Yeah, like a trank gun / bow for me. You know, that'd be good.
I think we've established that we need nukes and flamethrowers.
Nukes and flamethrowers, that would be good. I think that's a little too violent. I really do. I don't want to blow up a place and kill everyone there, and potentially,
Neither do I,
like, follow
but that
Will.
is the only thing that will work apparently.
I'm okay with it. Either ways.
I mean, he said there were other ways. Like, it didn't have to be a nuke.
Yeah, I think the only
Maybe
other
we
option we
could
had was
just
removal
maybe we
magic.
could just trank him constantly for like ever. You know, just keep shooting him with a trank gun.
Well, I think
forever.
this is.
Okay. So
Still
if
need to
we go
find out
back,
what this guy is. Sorry.
that's all right. So if we go back to New York, guys, if we go back to New York, do you, by any chance, think that us sort of, I don't know, snooping around has made other people curious? Or that maybe someone with information might come out to aid us with whatever they have?
Maybe we can actually draw out some of the disciples of Reed, Order of Reed, or whatever the fuck. Maybe we can, if we can find out where more magical people potential targets are, we may be able to cross into these guys.
Especially since, as Jason said, he does not have a chancel yet. He is still trying to build it, so I imagine their HQ has to still be in the physical world, so it is reachable. You don't have to go through any sort of gimmick to get to it. So, yes, if we bait out, so to speak, some disciples or some people with information, any sort of information, we might get closer to our goal.
I guess we could do that.
Jason like puts the last post-it note on the wall and says there, and he's like arranged them so that when you look at the post-it notes from far away, it spells out the same message.
Of course it does. I'm not even surprised by anything Jason does anymore. It's just Jason being Jason
Yeah.
at this point,
I guess you could call it a coincidence that it spells that out.
which is what he does.
He just sort of looks and he's like, huh, how odd.
Look at that.
I did not expect that.
Did not expect my power to work again.
Yeah.
How old are you, Jason? Out of curiosity.
He just sort of looks at you and he's like, I don't know.
How old is Mortimer? More or less.
I don't think he's like too old. Maybe 238, 239.
That's not too bad, you know.
So if the holy shit, if our lead doesn't take us anywhere,
Mhm.
I suggest we go do something incredibly boring and efficient.
I mean, you could
What
go
is-
get some food for Star because he doesn't like the pork. So
Alright.
we should get him some food.
What is the? Is anyone else getting noise?
Yeah.
Got it. Start count.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
God
That's
damn
why I
it,
stopped.
Star.
I suggest we go investigate in the library. Yeah, I know, fun. Any kind of big magic events in the past 200 years. See if we can find anything else about Mortimer. Around 200
Agreed.
years ago.
Agreed. Good plan. I like reading, so I'm down
So,
with that.
do you guys want to split up? Two of us go bait out these guys. Two go search into whatever.
What are you trying to do?
Okay. First of all, we need to get back to New York. I'm assuming Jason can take us there.
No, you just are like, oh, you need to get back. Well, how quickly do you need to get back to your New York?
Quickly.
Well,
Preferably immediately.
you know what? And he like taps on the door frame. You know what the amazing thing about coincidences are? They can happen
Yeah.
anywhere. And he opens the door and like it's just Central Park.
Of course. Of course it is.
Alright.
What a coincidence.
All right, Jason. Keep in touch. Let's sort of walk back into Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Jason just sort of like waves.
it's been an hour and a half of Jason.
Us following Jason.
He's a
Where's
curious
the fighting?
personality.
Star needs to do something.
Okay, so
Fighting off either one will do.
I'm
What if we
guessing.
fight for food?
I'm guessing me and Feng are the more battle oriented, so we'll go try to bait out these guys.
Oh, and
And
like Jason just sort of opens the door again, which just looks like the background just sort of like opens and like his face pops out. He says, "By the way, since that was a miracle, Mortimer knows where you are, and you should leave." And he like closes the door.
All right.
Hmm.
Shall we skedaddle?
Maybe
Well-
we shouldn't split up.
maybe we shouldn't. Exactly.
Don't we
Maybe
want
we
to
should
fight him
stay
anyway?
Right
Isn't this the whole
here
point? Yeah.
and wait.
I'll give you one better. Why don't you guys hide somewhere where you have a good view of me, and I'll stay right here. I
I'm not
really want to
hiding.
punch him in the face.
And then I'll light myself on fire.
Well, you know what they say, ninjas can't grab you if you're on fire.
I mean, they can't kill him if he kills himself.
It's true.
And they can't have the element of surprise. I have stealth and heightened senses, so I can let him know when they're coming, so he can't really get jumped.
I'll literally light the entire park on fire if I have to, so not much of a surprise there.
Sure. So are you guys gonna like wait around or?
I guess
You
I
should-
don't think I don't think he knows. Like Mortimer cannot know about my addition to the group, so
Hmm.
I don't think he'd send out as many people as he needs to. I mean, this is just an assumption. I don't think he's the better safe than sorry kind of guy. I'm just assuming once again, but since he doesn't know about my addition, we just I guess put the really eager guy as bait, and we hide around, and we hope to at least get something.
Have you seen my character sheet? I love to fight, I don't give up, that's basically. I will meet them head on and headbutt them in the face if I have to. Like,
Okay, so whatever you do, if you light the whole of Central Park on fire, please keep something for me so that it's possible to use my tracking.
I don't know. I think
You'll
I can
track
put
them
out
by
the
the
fire.
flames.
We'll be fine.
okay, so I'm just sort of looking
The
around,
scent of
seeing
his
if I
burning
can.
flesh.
Ooh, pretty.
We have pictures.
Yeah. Right.
We don't have dice, but we do have pictures, guys.
Who needs
Who
dice
needs
really?
dice? Exactly. So just start walking down Central Park, I guess.
So just sort of like walking down that.
Oh yeah, like right in the middle of the lights. Like,
Okay.
come at me, bro. Like,
How are you walking? Like, are you actually like walking like that?
yeah. Are there any more people there?
No. It's like 3 a.m.
Okay, so I'm just sort of not yelling.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're hiding somewhere.
Mhm.
I'm not yelling, but I'm sort of going, Morty, come out and play, Morty,
Okay.
and
Right.
walking down.
So I'll be walking like a few paces behind him because I wouldn't hide. It's like not-
Okay. So the two of you
I
are
don't-
walking.
Yeah, but I'm not like making a big thing. I'm just walking like normally and quietly.
Like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
Okay.
I'm just sort of sneaking by behind those trees. I don't think any of them actually know what my power is, but I guess it'll come into play later.
Well, supposedly Jason
Yeah,
introduced
Jason
us all,
like
told us everything.
introduced that. So it was just sort of like, by the way, she does shadow stuff.
Shadow magic.
Shadowy stuff. I don't know. That sounds like something Jason would say. All right. Yeah, so you're walking along. I guess Illyria has the keenest senses, so she would notice it first. The ground that you're walking on, like I guess slightly ahead of you is rippling slightly.
Would I notice it at any point?
Yeah, you'd notice it as you get closer, but basically, like, it's sort of like a circle, and then there's just like these little ripples in it, a little bit
All right, here we go.
like a
If
pond.
Yeah.
There's a pond. This sounds good for me. A pond.
All
Okay,
right, so
I'm-
I can't really warn him because he's screaming to high skies about Morty to come at him. So I can't really warn him stealthily. So I was sort of confused and sort of frustrated at this situation. And I just hope
I have
that
that effect on people.
Yeah.
and I just hope that he notices it in time and I prepare sort of like different scenarios in my head, I guess, about what might happen, but I decide to stay hidden
Okay.
for now.
Rising out of the center of what has sort of become a pool of liquid cement is a fully armored man. Like, pretty much everyone you've encountered up until this point has been dressed like someone, like a real person would dress. This dude is wearing a full set of plate armor, except the
Like
plate
medieval armor?
Yeah, except the medieval armor is made entirely of cement.
It seems like it would
Oh.
be pretty heavy.
Yeah.
First thing goes through my mind is that actually a person or is it like a golem or something?
And I need to use lighter brown.
Are you drawing it?
Okay.
Wha- he's beefy.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Art class is just a whole
Would
new.
you compare his armor to the stone armor from Dark Souls?
No. Because
No.
that's like mossy and stuff. This is like, it
Well,
looks like
like,
plate
anyway.
armor, but like you look closer and you're like, that's a rock. Or cement.
We're fighting a rock of cement.
So
Yeah.
can
We're
we
not
see
fighting
any like
the rock.
human
Not
features
the
at all?
rock,
Like
the
they're
rock.
completely.
No, it's just it's a suit of armor. I mean, like you can't see any non-human features. There very well could be a person inside, and you would probably assume that there is.
Okay, so I'm guessing my character stops walking at him. Hey, asshole! Where's your boss?
He just sort of like steps forward, and the pool underneath him shrinks in size just to right under his feet. As he steps forward, the stone sort of drips behind him as he walks towards you at a slightly slower than normal speed. I'd say he's plodding towards you. He draws a sword from his hip that is also made entirely of cement, and lifts it with two hands, and then I guess sort of just begins to, like, he charges you. He's running at you.
Oh, it's nice to know the pleasantries are over. So I'm guessing he's not very fast then.
He is moving at a normal speed.
Okay.
He looks
How
like
far
he
away
should
is
be
he?
slower than he is. Oh
Okay.
god, maybe 20 feet away. You have about
Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay, can I throw a fireball and then dodge? Like just to see what happens mostly.
Sure, yeah.
Not necessarily a highly focused, just sort of throw as much as I can without
Okay, so
any-
maybe like you dodge out of the way, and as you do it, you sort of like
Okay.
make like a streak of flame that sort of goes in his direction.
Yeah.
Like just
okay.
sort of like whip fire at him. You do that. You're able to avoid his charge. He doesn't stab you. But the fire just sort of like washes over him, and he just turns around. The cement is like slightly charred, but there's no visible response.
All right. So while the cement, I don't know what should we call him? Cement man? Cement
Stone
man?
Knight, I guess.
Stone
Whatever.
Knight.
Not Stone Knight, that's something else again.
Stoned Knight.
Oh, all right. Cement Knight. How about Cement Knight?
Sure.
All right. Well, the Cement Knight sort of stakes out Proxy and does his own thing. This sort of shadowy feline figure, just about maybe 1.5 times the normal size of a normal tiger or something. This shadowy figure sort of charges the knight and tackles him. Barely, because he had his guard down.
Okay,
Like, barely
so what
next
level of magic is this?
It's a base 5, by the way.
Yeah, so you can use anything up to 5 for free.
I don't know, but let's say 4, because I think I'm allowed 1, 2, and 4. I don't
No,
know
no, no.
if that's
You can. So you can use anything up to level 5 for free, and then you can spend points of will. You have a base of 8, now 6, to increase that. And spending will is 1, 2, and 4, and 8. But, like, you could just do whatever you want with if.
All right, so just like
within your power.
Proxy, I guess I'm just staking out this guy. I'm seeing how he matches
Mhm.
up against what I have to offer. So I guess I'd say a 3 out of my base.
All right, so yeah, your shadow cat like pounces on him, and it just sort of like lands on his back and is like standing on his back. Like it like would have fallen, but it's a cat, so it's like nimble and it just sort of like catches itself, and it's like, huh, what do I do? I'm not smart enough for this.
I tell it to claw. It claws. I imagine. What does it do to the cement then?
Yeah, it's just sort of like swipes at the cement, and its like hand is like, and it's like, it looks at you, and it's just like, this is cement. What do you want from me?
I'm just a poor little cat, please.
You're trying to make me dig cement with claws.
Can kill a
Right.
cat,
Well,
not a
not dig
rock.
it, but it's possible
Okay.
to like
Yeah.
So
crack it
What-
or something.
while it's distracted, I'm gonna go like full dragon in terms of scales.
Okay.
Like on my like one side of my body, well both actually my arms and torso, and charge it. So like I'm gonna go 4 points into it, and it's base 5, I think. So that should be 9.
Okay, so you're using a level 9 magic. Cool.
Yeah.
Holy
Uh,
shit.
I
Yeah,
can't
guy's
stand
gonna
that,
feel
I'm a loser.
you charge this thing and just sort of like topple it over. It cracks against the ground, and you have the opportunity to do something else as it's like on its back.
Break it
Can I try
open.
and remove its helmet?
All right, so what? You like just shove your palm under the chin of the helmet and start like pushing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell there's a person inside. Like, and they seem like you see a chin. It seems like a normal chin. It doesn't seem like a weird like skeleton man or anything like that. Like it just seems like there's someone inside. But as you're doing that and you sort of like start to pull it off, he just sort of sinks into the cement and then rises on his back somewhere else and like puts his helm back on and like stands back up. So he just sort of went like woo, and then came up somewhere like woo.
All right.
Alright, there's a person inside, which means there's a person we can cook.
I
Theo,
thought
please!
he's
Stop!
got a point.
Stop!
Make
You
it
know
hot
cement
enough.
melts.
Cement doesn't melt; it cracks. When it gets hot enough.
Sure.
It doesn't
Hello.
melt. The components break down and it crumbles.
Sorry, I'm not a
Pretty
fucking...
sure. I'm pretty sure cement melts.
It doesn't. It actually
I'm
doesn't
pretty
melt.
sure everything
Actually, everything melts. It's just a different...
No. All elements melt, but it's not an element, so it can just break down and crack. It's like
and
things
then
can
it will
burn
melt.
up.
Then it will melt.
Does it fucking
Eventually, it
matter?
will melt.
All right.
I'm just saying they're different things. Melting's is a very
I
specific
imagine us
term.
actually having this conversation in character while the golem man is just sort of looking at us like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Well, thermite can melt almost anything. So if it's a really really high level pyromancy spell, maybe it's like
The guy like
thermite
just
level,
shakes his head and just like charges at the nearest person.
Who is?
which is
I'm gonna actually use a dice.
Oh my god.
Proxy.
Alright. Am I in front of anything?
No,
Like,
you're in
am
the
I
center
straight?
of the street.
All right. And this is a big dude. Not gonna try to fucking tackle him. I'm gonna wait till the last second to get out,
Mhm.
to get out of the way, and hope to like after he dashes through.
Yeah.
First of all, can I do that? Can I wait for him to charge me and then sort of sidestep him at the last second?
Sure. What would you be using to do that?
Do I need to
Athletics?
use like athletics? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're trying to dodge him.
Yeah, just dodge him. I don't need to. And he's
Right.
not
So
that
you're
fast.
trying to defend against his attack. Do you have what level of cool do you have?
3.
What level of athletics do you have?
2, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Athletic 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
All right. So after after he goes by me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna use 2 athletic plus 3 more to knock him down again. Like to try and knock him down from the back. Like he has his momentum going forward. I'm guessing he tried to swing or something.
Okay, so you're gonna try and dodge him and then like knock him over or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah, you're able to do that. You spent how many points?
I spent 3 on top of the 2 that I have base, so 5.
You can't spend 3.
Oh no, can't spend 3. I spent 4.
Dio, please.
All right, you
I'm
spend
gonna
4 points, so it's a 6.
Yeah.
You knock him over, but like as he's falling, he like the ground under him ripples and becomes soft and catches him. He's still on his front, but he didn't like get hurt from falling over.
Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know what anybody else is doing. If you guys want to jump in, interrupt me.
Yeah, anyone can jump in whenever.
Okay.
Okay. Since I sort of noticed, we're sort of in the middle of battle, and I have no way to communicate a plan to anyone, or no time rather. But I did
No,
notice.
we missed our time link, our mind link.
Yeah,
It's
we
gone.
need to get magic walkie-talkies.
Mhm.
Brett.
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Next
so
session, we'll get Edward to make them for us.
who was it? Starcount? Starcount who tackled him?
Yeah.
All right. When he was tackled, I did notice, because of my heightened senses, I did notice that there is a person in there.
Mhm.
So, I thought to myself, our purpose shouldn't really be to completely destroy it, but we could force the person out of there. And I was thinking that if I or someone else could even make like the slightest crack in the armor, someone could just shout at Dio to just fucking spout fire at it, just fucking burn
That's
him.
not gonna get him out of there. That's
No,
gonna
I
keep
have
him
I
inside,
have a better
which I'm okay
plan.
with.
I have a better plan. So we get a crack, and then I fill it with water. And then he
So
starts to drown if he doesn't take it off.
And we need to get him off the rest of the cement. Like honestly, please
the
don't get him any
the
more
guy is like
teleportation.
starting to stand back up again.
Okay. He's getting up like he's has his back to me, right? He's starting to stand up like sort of doing a push-up.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be a scumbag because that's what I do.
No, I'm
How
gonna be
big is the
scumbag.
armor? How thick is the armor?
It's like pretty thick, like half an inch.
Half an inch. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put my hands on both of my hands on one of his legs.
Mhm.
Right? Motherfucker, you either get out of there, or you cook alive, and I'm gonna throw like level 6. I'm gonna use 2 more fire
Okay.
and basically throw as much really try to overheat his entire armor.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So that's what, level 6?
6. Yeah.
Okay. You you grab his legs and you start to heat them up, and he just sort of like looks back and like kicks and twists, and he basically breaks your grip. But then he like stands up and he looks down and he realizes that his feet are really warm, and he just like you hear, this is the first thing you've heard from him. You just sort of hear like this low growl. And he like, you're pretty close to him now, so he like has his sword and he raises it overhead and he's swinging and he stops.
Okay.
Through the sky comes down a thin green trail, and it just sort of circles around all of you.
Are we doing another one of those?
Uh,
Go on.
I'm not familiar
and
with this.
Another quick finish.
it
Yeah.
it spins slower and slower, and it says, "Hello, yes, I am so glad I could find you. You left a note. Um, it's good to see all of you again. Let's get out of here. I have so much to talk to you about. How was your day? I hope you had a nice trip." And like fade to black. That's gonna be the end of our episode for today. We'll handle projects and character sheets and continue the acid trip next week. Patch notes
think you
are,
had something more than
in a
acid.
few minutes, so we're gonna cut it a little bit short. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's do some quick shout outs, and that'll be that.
All right. Do I start? Like
Go for
usual?
it. Yeah.
Right. Proxy Damage. You can find me on @ProxyDamage on Twitter or on Smite Central, where I write things about Smite. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.
Okay. I'm Silent Wolf VG. You can find me on Twitter @SilentWolfVG. Follow me so that you can yell at Proxy and Cret to make me an assistant coach for one of their teams. Because I'm the best, basically. And I think that's it for me. On to you,
I
Star.
completely forgot to say I am the coach for Silicon Sports. Sorry about that. Go on.
Yeah, I can be the assistant coach if you need one. Just saying. I'm available. I want to go to Worlds.
We'll think about
He's
it.
an oceanic coach. Doesn't really count. But,
It's like
but,
Dwight
I'm
Schrute,
sorry.
to be honest.
Australia is not a
yeah,
real country. Let's be real.
I won a game on like 400 ping. They don't know how to play over there. So, yeah, I don't do anything. You should follow these guys. They're awesome.
Wait.
And I'm sort of the same. I don't really do anything either. I kind of want to start streaming, but I don't know when that'll be. So yeah, those three guys are awesome. The first three guys are awesome. Maybe the first four. Come on, let's star count out.
Oh, I
But
thought
yeah.
you meant we weren't counting Cret, so you didn't say anything.
No, Cret too.
Cret's the
That's, like,
best.
famous.
good.
Join us.
Yeah, I'll
Join
stick a
us in
snake
the
on
next
you.
episode. Join us.
Join us
in
next
the
episode when Cret kills Albatross.
Exactly. What else?
Alright, guys. That's been our show. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, the acid trip continues. I'll see y'all then. Peace.
Depending on Krat's
Peace.
dealer.